What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Dark Dimension 6. I know, we're going to be talking about something that is so far away from now because people keep asking me about it, okay? And there's going to be so much of changes between this video and when we actually start gearing up characters for that. So forgive me for doing it prematurely, but I need to answer this question because I keep getting asked it. With that said, this video might apply more to people doing Dark Dimensions 1 through 5 and the best characters for those as you can currently do those modes. I do think some of the selection here is definitely going to carry over to Dark Dimension 6, particularly in the Cosmic and the Global section, but I'm actually hopeful that the City section changes a lot. So what's the big prize for Dark Dimension 6? It's Super Skrull. Let's go talk about what we know about Dark Dimension 6. All right, so here's everything we know about Dark Dimension 6. We know the big prize is going to be Super Skrull. I know not too many people are enthused about it being Super Skrull. He doesn't have that same kind of weight as a villain as, say, a Dormammu, an Ultron, an Apocalypse, or a Doom has, or, you know, a Mephisto, or a Nimrod, or a Kang, or many, many other villains. But you better believe he's gonna be worth the chase. Think about how great Dormammu is, how great Doom is, how great they've just made Ultron be again, and how good he was when he first came out. And then think about Apocalypse. Now, Apocalypse didn't start out on the best foot, but then they made him great, and then they made him broken, okay? So Super Skrull is gonna be good. Trust me, he's gonna be worth the chase. And then let's talk about the requirements. So first off, we got some lane restrictions. We got non-legendary City, Global, Cosmic. We're used to that. And then we have non-Horseman legendary and legendary and or Apocalypse. Now this is kind of funny, and we'll talk about this when we get there, but if I can just bring all the characters from non-Horseman legendary into the legendary and or Apocalypse, I will just do that. Because if this acts as the same way as other Dark Dimensions have in the past, where gear is scarce and we're not bringing up extra characters to do it, then of course I'm not going to be bringing up Horsemen for the last section just because I can use them now when I can already get into those nodes. Kind of weird, right? But we'll talk about that. We got gear tier requirements is 18 and no ISO 8 requirements. This is fan-frickin-tastic. I'm glad they learned a lesson from that. The Apocalypse Saga sucks. Everybody hates it, but everybody loves Scourge, and that's because of ISO 8 requirements. If it was just gear tier 17 to get the big boy Apocalypse, people would be getting it within a few months and everybody would be happy, but that is not the case. Instead, the only way we can get ISO 8 level 5 is from auctions, which basically means that like 2 to 98% of the current game is nowhere near Big Apocalypse and they don't get any ISO 5. Let's bitch about that in a different video. Oops, sorry for swearing. So gear tier 18, we know that we're going to be getting it from the new raids, which I think is great. That's the same kind of progression system they did for Dormammu, and I think this is a lot more fun because you get these dates where just like big swaths of players start unlocking the new Dark Dimension character. Because if you've been farming your raids, you've just been accruing it over time, and eventually you do get it, as opposed to, you know, competing leaderboards. Now I'm sure there will be leaderboards that are going to speed up your gear tier 18 farming, and that's fine. As long as everybody eventually gets it, then that's fine. That's how the game grows and turns a profit and stays running. So it is what it is. But I'm happy about that. I also like that we're going to be getting it through the raids, as that encourages alliances to push harder difficulties, which I think is fun. And I hope you guys find it fun too. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the sections and talk about the current best characters for those sections. All right, so I don't want this to be a 40-minute video, which it 100% will be if I get into my deeper thoughts on why these characters are. So we're going to do cliff notes on this. Stay with me, and if you want any kind of clarification, ask me in the comment section below or on the Discord, and I will give it to you. Firestar we're not doing because she's mutant. She's a newer character. We're not going to have lots of stars on her, and her kit, though good with defense down, is not going to carry us through a Dark Dimension, and I don't think is the end-all be-all for her team. Cloak and Dagger, I will be bringing. They're mystic characters, that sucks, but they're amazing, and don't forget, they do also have these amazing raid tags. Now, they're not going to be the new raid team, but they could be a good secondary mystic team if we're having troubles with that raid section, which, I mean, that's hard to believe, but I know they've been working on it. So Cloak and Dagger are my first two selection for this section. All of these characters suck until we get to Kingpin. Kingpin is a great character. He's got that skill trait, which I like. We're going to be looking for skill characters to use here. Now he's got that summon on spawn with the taunt and the death proof. We love that. He gives offense up and defense up as well. We love that. He summons more with more taunts. We love that. He's good in Crucible. He's good in War. He's good in a lot of places. I've actually seen him in Arena throw people for a loop as well. So I do like me some Kingpin. The rest just don't make the cut. Mr. Negative with his Mystic trait, we just can't make do with that. Miss Marvel with Bio, we can't. Nico with Bio, we can't. All trash. Shang-Chi, no. Shang-Chi would definitely make this list if not for the invaders. Now, when he was usable on a raid team, his damage was very good. When he was usable as Crucible plug and play, it was good, but now he has 120 speed, which is getting edged out. That's on the lower side of speed now. If you can get him up and running, it's good, but he still can't solo a team like he used to be able to. So the fact that he's not using raids anymore, he's just okay in Crucible, and he's War Defense. I don't want to use him, even though he's skill, but we'll keep him on the back burner if we need to. Say with RNG orbs, we're more likely to replace probably Dagger and throw in Shang-Chi if it goes that way. She-Hulk will have her big, but I'm definitely not going to be using her. I just don't think she's valuable in Dark Dimension. I don't think having her at Gear Tier 18 makes the Gamma team significantly better, so she just doesn't make the cut for me. Spider-Man Noir is the best character in the game, but we're not going to do him because everything I said before this point was a lie. So Spider-Man 2099 we are going to bring. Some people do not recognize yet that Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Weaver are similar to the Eternals. They kind of have this like evergreen duo gimmick mechanic that I really, really like. Now he is Bio, that's going to hurt us, but he's also going to be very, very good in Dark Dimension with his opening ultimate. And if we can carry that momentum into the next node, if he can open up every single node with that ultimate, it's going to help us get really far, really nicely. He's nice and fast too. Besides that, bleeds, ability block, peeling buffs, really like 2099. He definitely makes the cut for me. Spider-Woman, I would love to bring her, but she is Bio, so we do not bring her. Squirrel Girl, I would love to bring her. She's also Bio, but yeah, you will probably be bringing her if and only if we do not get new city, tech, and skill characters. Keep your eye out for city, skill, and tech characters, particularly the tech characters, as we will be getting a new raid team. So yeah, keep your eye out for that, but that is my current 5 selection. We got Cloak, Dagger, Kingpin, 2099, and Squirrel Girl, at least for now. Now the global section hurts to talk about because we kind of want to build for not Dark Dimension with the global tag. We want to build for raids because there's 3 raid teams that have that global tag. We got the Invaders, we got the Rebirth, and we got the Death Sea team. Now we also have Bionic Avengers. That's not a raid team anymore. Take that out of your mind. They're not going to be usable. They're going to be selling this new tech team. Don't waste your resources bringing them up. We also know that we're bringing Apocalypse. He's coming. He's not a legendary tag. He's global. He's coming. We're going to have him big by then. He's going to carry the damage for us. Here's where it gets a little sad, and we're not going to dwell on it too much. We're probably not going to be bringing the likes of Gambit, Doctor Doom, Spider-Weaver, Zombie Iron Man, all these really, really good global characters that we would love to bring. We're probably not bringing them because of their tags, because, you know, Mystic, Mutant, we're kind of going to be fighting for that. Bio, we have more leeway with Bio, and so we're going to be leaning a bit on Rebirth here, but we're not going to get away with bringing 4 Bio, being that right now we have 2099 and Squirrel Girl already coming. So out of the new Invader team, I do want to bring one of them. One of these skill characters, trash, but the worst smelling trash, if you will, outside of raids and outside of his team. So we'll probably bring Captain America World War II with those slows. I believe he does offense down, deflex. He does the most out of the worst. So we'll bring him because he's skill and he's going to help that raid team a little bit. Obviously, we don't want to bring all of them. We would just be stuck in Dark Dimension without Fury to help them and without their raid tags to help them. So we're just bringing the one Invader character. Next, I think we want to bring Dark Beast. Dark Beast is a mutant, so now we're up to 2 mutants. We got Apocalypse, we got Dark Beast. We love his assists in the raids. We want him to survive in the raids, so like a little bit of extra gear will help him do that so he can get those revives off if we need them. So I am going to be bringing Dark Beast. He will be the 2nd mutant. So we have 3 characters. We got Captain America World War II, Apocalypse, Dark Beast, and that leaves us with some Rebirth choices. Now Rebirth, we need to power up the characters that are going to help the raid the most because they are the worst of the best raid teams, if you will. That is to say, this raid, they're going to be working to phase out Rebirth so they can sell us a different bio team later. It's just what they've been doing. Invaders are too new, Death Seed's too new, too powerful, and people would lose their minds if Archangel became trash in the next raids. So it's going to be Rebirth. With that said, I think bringing up Captain America and Peggy Carter will give us the best chance for success in this new raid with our Rebirth characters. If we need more damage, maybe we'll bring in Agent Venom. And if for whatever reason your orbs are giving you nothing but bio gear, bring 4 Rebirth characters with Apocalypse and just do that, because that would be fantastic. Just don't do you as Agent. That would be fantastic in a perfect world. But yeah, so my selection for this are going to be Captain America. Yeah, Scopely, you win. I'm bringing Captain America to everything. We're bringing 3 Captain Americas, an Apocalypse, and a Dark Beast. And now let's go talk about Cosmic Section, which is a little bit more fun. Bio Section is a bummer. We're bringing up characters that are going to carry us through raids, which will then carry us to get gear. It's a vicious cycle. Now, the Cosmic Section, I've been kind of keeping in the back of my head, because we know the best Cosmic characters tend to be Mystic. It's just the way it goes. Deathpool, I do think I bring Deathpool here. She's great in raids. I think there's going to be a new Mystic raid team. I do think they're going to find a way to get Eternals to suck. So I do think we're going to be using Deathpool. Probably there's going to be an Apocalypse on some node. And Deathpool will eat that Apocalypse. And that's going to be the only way we can get through it. So I do think Deathpool will make the cut. I do think there'll be other Mystic characters come along with her to do that. And she's already going to be gear tier 17 because of Apocalypse. She's great in Crucible. They're okay in War. Deathpool is going to be my first pick here. Dormammu, amazing kit, evergreen kit. Let's be real. He gives revive to everyone on his team. I'm sure there's going to be a character that says on spawn, take away revive once from everybody. I'm sure that'll happen. But he also does trauma and stun. He also is very tanky in his own right with all those buffs and that little safeguard he does when he drops to 50%. And then his ultimate smacks like a Cloak and Dagger ult, but with way more damage. So I love bringing Dormammu here. And then that's going to be yet another Mystic character. Then I'm going to bring Icarus. But here's the thing. I'm only bringing Icarus. I'm not going to bring Cersei, which is a crazy thought. I know you're like, why would you do that? He's going to suck. Yeah, he's going to suck. But the rest of my Cosmic team is going to carry him anyway. And then on the other side of Dark Dimension, I'm going to have a big Icarus who I can then pair with Cersei, who's more likely to get the double taps. And obviously, you know what the Eternals bring. Great in Crucible, great in War. People are using them in Arena still with Kang. Speaking of Kang, we're bringing Kang. Tech character, woo! We got a tech character. That's fantastic, fan-freaking-tastic. Not to mention, one of the most useful characters in the game right now, and he's going to be useful for quite a while. He's got that speed bar on spawn, crazy damage, defense down, crazy speed. He gives himself offense up. Phenomenal character. He probably should have been a Dark Dimension character, but then they would have had to make him a little bit better. But yeah, we'll definitely be bringing Kang, if for no other reason, his tech tag. Speaking of tech tags, Kestrel. Yeah, Kestrel's got that skill and tech tag. We haven't had enough skill or tech characters yet, so we're definitely going to bring in one of her. She gives 1.5 points to each tag. So those will be my 5 characters. We got Deathpool, Dormammu, Icarus, Kang the Conqueror, and Kestrel. So now you kind of understand. Yes, I'm not getting turn meter rewinds or buff flips with Kestrel, but I have Kang, Kestrel, Dormammu, and Deathpool destroying the enemy. It's going to be fine. Icarus can use his special and do a little bit of damage with that. Some honorable mentions. And here's a big disclaimer. My list is not to get through Dark Dimension 6 the fastest. My list is to get through it with fun toys to play with on the other side. So yes, you could bring Stitcher. You could bring Star-Lord T'Challa, and you'll get through it faster because they're tech and they're cheap. And you know what? You'll never, ever use them again. So go right ahead and do that. I ain't doing that. Maybe I bring Cersei over Deathpool if I'm wrong and Deathpool's not useful in the raids, but with Deathpool already being at gear tier 17, kind of hard to imagine. So finally, let's go finish up with the legendary section. All right, and here we are with the legendary section, and the legendary section is the biggest, like, why even talk about this right now? Because we know Nova's coming. Nova's gonna make this list. He has to. If he doesn't, everyone will lose their minds, okay? And we don't know if Nova is going to be Mystic or Bio. Imagine he's skill. What? A tech? What? That'd be kind of cool, but probably not, right? So I'm just going to name 2 characters or 3 characters or maybe 4 characters that I'm pretty confident are going to make the cut, okay? Nick Fury 100% makes the cut. He is, for most people like myself, going to be the main damage dealer on that Invader team. The higher we can get him, the harder those summons will hit. The more likely he is to survive and spread all those buffs. I love Nick Fury. Good in every single mode right now. I've seen him used in Arena, Crucible, War, fantastic everywhere. Plug and play value through the roof. Although he's super expensive on skill, and most of these characters are, he gets the nod. Next would be Magneto. Yeah, so I'm skipping over Horseman because they can't be used in the first section, but they can be used in the second. But like we talked about earlier, Why would I build up more characters when the gear is going to be super scarce? I'm just not going to bring up horsemen for the first run. Maybe I'll use them on the second run when I get presumably a big flow of gear tier 18. I'll gear up Super Skrull, and then maybe I'll gear up Archangel because he's great in raids and he'll help me here. But for the first run, I'm just not going to use horsemen. By the time I finish the non-horseman section, I probably won't have magically enough to bring up a bunch of horsemen to tag in there. Instead, I'll tag in Apocalypse because I'm going to use Apocalypse and Global. I went off on a tangent there. Let's talk about Magneto. Just like Fury, super duper expensive, but just like Fury, crucial in those raid nodes. The bigger he is, the better that's going to be. Great in Crucible, great in War with his team, but also Magneto, even before Deathseed, he had this gimmick where he puts AoE blind on everybody. And that was useful in a bunch of different scenarios when they would release a team, like when they released the upgraded Wakanda team. People were like, who cares? Hit it with Black Order. Sorry, not Black Order. Brotherhood with Symbiote Spider-Man. You'll extend those blinds and then the Wakandans do nothing. And everyone would have lost their damn minds because it was like, damn, that really does work. So that gimmick for Magneto, I think, is really strong. I think it'll stand the test of time. And eventually we're going to get like Onslaught with Magneto and Professor X, and maybe he'll have use there. So I do think Magneto gets the nod as well. Then we have Omega Red in a top 5 war offense and defensive team. Plug and play in Crucible. He does kind of suffer the same speed issue that Shang-Chi does, but he also comes with ability block, offense down, buff flips, and percentile damage, which will be super duper useful in Dark Dimensions. So those are just 3 characters, really 4 characters right away that I can say they're going to make the cut. Nick Fury, Magneto, Omega Red, Nova. Now, number 5, please, for the love of God, make Star-Lord a nowhere tag character so we have a reason to bring another tech legendary up. That would be fantastic. Those would be my 5 picks, and then that would be that. And that would be what I use all the way through to get Super Skrull, and then maybe on the second one I bring in Archangel to replace Omega Red or maybe Magneto or whatever. But that would be my list. So guys, again, if you haven't done Dark Dimension 1 through 5, you can kind of pick and choose from what I've said here, but please remember, for Dark Dimension 5 to get Dormammu, using the Horseman was the way to go. And because you need the Horseman up there anyway to get Apocalypse, still do your Horseman to get Dormammu if you're still in that chase. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. I look forward to reading that. If you have any questions on these picks or you just want to fight me about it, let's do it. I'll meet you down there. I'll lace up the gloves.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.